What's up, you guys? Adam here with Anabolic Climbing. And I kind of wanted to make a quick follow-up video to the Slupp332 versus MotC video that I made last week. So part of that, I kind of wanted to compare a little bit just between personally my experience taking both of them this week. So I've been really trying to up my cardio during my off season because my cardio is frankly garbage. So I wanted to test MotC versus Slupp332, no other compounds, do it on the assault bike to see how much time I could run and whether or not that would actually impact my cardio abilities between the two. And I've climbed on both, I've now done cardio on both, and ultimately a buddy of mine from Australia is really what prompted this video. So we were having a back and forth, and he was like, you know what, man, I think SLU was underdosed. I don't think it matters. I'm wondering if it's just placebo. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I definitely felt it on the wall. And he's like, no, I'm going to megadose it and see if that has an impact. And I'm like, okay. So he ultimately, I was running about 500 micrograms a day, split up into 250 microgram doses, one before pre-workout and one in the evening. And I was using that largely for fat loss. And I think it's possible that MotC and SLU are comparable to fat loss, but for me personally, the cardio benefits are undeniable. He said rather than taking 500 micrograms per day, he was going to take 10 milligrams, which is, I think, like 20x my dose, and see how he felt. So I'm like, all right, bro, if you've got the money for that, like, lay it on me. Let's see how we do. So half an hour later, I'm getting a text from him being like, I have lasers shooting out my eyes. And I'm like, all right. I see what you're doing here. He crushed his cardio session, and it got me thinking. So I've been doing some cardio work on the assault bike because my cardio is trash. So I put up 3 minutes, and it was really bad, and I had to finish the rest with some walking up a hill, and that was decent cardio. And I'm like, okay, let's compare that to how I do on MotC. So dosed MotC, and when I take MotC, I feel much more alert, much more aware, much more energetic, but I still put in 3 minutes on the assault bike. It did not seem to translate whatsoever to my cardiovascular performance. So today, I opted for 500 micrograms pre-workout for my cardio for Slupp332, the last 500 micrograms I had. 5 minutes on the assault bike. Noticeable increases. So is it possible that this was just placebo for me? Maybe. So after he told me a little bit about his SLU experiment, I went out and bought about 5 grams worth of SLU. And when that comes here, I'm going to be A, testing out how it feels above 500 micrograms. B, I'm also going to find a couple of other people that are way better at cardio and way better climbing than me and check their experience for testing this as well. In a perfect world, I'd have about 20 folks and be able to give 10 some flour or a sugar pill and the other 10 some SLU. But we're going to make do with what we have for round 1 between both myself and my buddy. And I'm going to report back. He's an ultramarathon runner and also one of the route setters at my gym. Dude's super strong, super savage. And we'll report back. Do we see benefits in climbing performance and in cardio? And I'm really excited to do something like that because the bodybuilders have really documented this from the fat burning perspective. I've gotten 2 rounds of blood work on it. In both cases, it's been markedly improved, and that's awesome. But I want to start developing or delving more into the performance side and see into what dose it, A, is impactful, B, potentially deleterious, and, you know, start to put context around it of if I want to use this to peak for a climb or for a red point, how would I dose that on SLU versus just for dieting and fat loss, which could potentially be really different. So I'm really interested in documenting that process. You guys are obviously welcome to follow along with that. But yeah, if you guys are interested in following on, please check in with your friends. If you guys are open to potentially documenting some of your own experiences climbing on SLU, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm actually going to be linking to my Discord channel as well to see if any other folks want to comment in there. So I'm going to post that in the description box below. But yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and be making some more content again. I just needed a little bit of a breather. But I'm Adam with Anabolic Climbing. Appreciate you guys as always. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. And until then, good luck and happy sending. Cheers.